Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is Rev Carolyn Harvill from the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. And I really appreciate your joining and taking a look at this video. On Sunday, I really talked about Byron Katie's work. And if you're not familiar with Byron Katie, look her up. It's BYRONKATIE. And she has a website at byronkatie.com. She has much to offer. She's been around a long time, been teaching a long time. And I ran across her work again. I looked at it years ago, but I ran across it again, and I really was struck by how she approaches it. Her basic thing, the way I interpret it, is know what's going on in your mind and change it to be what you want to have going on in your mind. And so she talks about when an idea keeps coming up for us over and over and over again, and we don't like it, we want to analyze it. So she has 4 questions that she asks. Is it true? Can I absolutely know that it's true? How do I react? What happens when I believe that thought? And who or what would I be without that thought? We talked about some different examples about, is it true if you've had the belief that, say, you're not good with math, and someone told you when you were in grade school that you weren't good with math, and you believe that, and so all your life, anybody wants to do a math problem or needs help with math, you just say, oh, well, that's not me, I don't struggle with math. And I actually know someone that this happened to. And then what happened to him later in life is he took a job as a surveyor, and he was doing fractions left and right, didn't have any problem with any of it. And, you know, I don't know about you, but fractions was one of the hard things for me to do. And he didn't have any problem with it at all. So what he had believed up until that point was not true, even though he thought it was. But he could look at what he was doing now and see that he was very good at math. He just had been a slow starter in the 1st and 2nd grade. And now he needed it. He was very smart. And so he picked it right up and took off with it. And so he proved to himself that that thought wasn't true. In his life, he needed to remind himself of that, because we fall back into old patterns. So the thing that, the 3rd question is, how do you react? What happens when you believe that? Well, in my example, he didn't want to do any math, didn't want to be asked to do any math, felt threatened when math came up in any form or way. He felt threatened by it. And so he could let that go if he reminded himself often of what he had proven to himself by being so good at math in the surveyor's job. The 4th question is, who or what would you be without the thought? And without that thought of being inferior in doing math, then he could step up and take other jobs that included math and do it with more confidence and do it with more assurance that he would get it right. So you need to pick out your own thing and walk through it for yourself. On Byron Katie's website, she has free forms that you can download. And one of them is about working through these questions around any issue, anything that's going on in your mind. One of my things is health, and once you have arthritis, you always have arthritis. Well, I go on that as a thought, but the truth is that that's not true. I know other people that they have left behind arthritis in this joint or that joint, or overall. And so I need to rethink my thinking around that, to remind myself that it's quite possible to let that arthritis go, to do something that will cement within my mind that it is gone. And so I highly recommend her work, and I highly recommend her form to fill out because it really walks you through the steps of what you need to do to see what's working for you, see what's not, and see how to go about changing it. In preparing yourself to have the best ability to make those changes, you need to nurture your garden. Your garden is your mind. It's your belief system. And so she has a thing about how does your garden grow. And so she has a number of things that you need to work on or can work on if you want to that will help you to make your changes easier and quicker and to have more of the life that you really desire and choose. So she calls it How Does Your Garden Grow? And she talks about planting 3 rows of peas, P-E-A-S, but of course it's pronounced peace. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. The quietness within ourselves, the quietness within our own knowing, within our own spirits, is that peace, that balance. And so we nurture those things. We plant the seeds, we nurture them, we water them, and we watch them grow. Now, she says there are 4 rows of squash that you need to plant. Squash gossip, squash indifference, squash grumbling, and squash selfishness. The one that speaks the most to me, I'm not a gossip and I'm not indifferent, but I do have a tendency to grumble and whine. And so I have worked on that over the years, and it's much less than it used to be. But it's just fun that it's in this How Does Your Garden Grow kind of thing, that to plant the seed of not grumbling, of accepting the day as it is, the moment as it is, knowing that all is well, knowing that God is in the instant, in the moment, and that it is going to be fine. And so that's what I've been working on and what I will continue to work on probably all of my life. So, and then she talks about planting 4 rows of lettuce. Let us be faithful. Let us be kind. Let us be patient. Let us really love one another. Really love one another. Find one person outside your circle that you're not sure you can love and work on loving them. Seeing them as the spirit that they are. Seeing them as the uniqueness and perfection that they are. And this will begin to expand your horizons about love, expand your ability to offer it and to give it without question, and to stand in that circle of love. We know that as we give, we receive, and as we love others, that love us. And so we want to increase that experience, that knowing in our lives. And then last, there's 3 rows of turnips. Turn up for meetings, turn up for service, and turn up to help one another. Be present in your life. Turn up. Don't delay doing something or being with someone or, whatever it is. Turn up. If you make a commitment to meet someone, if you make a commitment to believe, if you make a commitment to do something, turn up and do it and practice it. We live in a culture right now that is filled with opportunities of things that we can do. And many of them are not things that are going to benefit us. But turn up for those things that will benefit. Turn up for those things that you have committed to. Turn up. Be present. Be in the moment. Be right here, right now. Now that's the garden as Byron Katie writes it out. And it's just, there's a listing of that on the website as well, and a little card that you can make up for the 4 questions and so forth. And I really think that there is a lot there to think about. It's a different way of thinking about something that we have talked about before. It's a different tool to use. The 4 questions can really change your life. When you ask yourself, is this true? Can I know that this is really true. And then to be able to move it into a place of something that is true and to be able to stand in that process. Week after week, we talk about this, and it's all good because for however many years we've been on this planet, we have been filling our minds with things that are negative, things that draw us down, things that hold us back. And so the process of exchanging those ideas to the positive things is a process. And it will take time, it will take effort, it will take work to do. And so we make the commitment, we turn up with the commitment that we want a mind that supports our highest and best thoughts that really nurture us. And we are willing to do the work to have that happen. So I think I've given you something to think about maybe, and hopefully you will find some answers and be nudged in the direction that gives you more of the life that you want. That's what we do at LCSL, the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. We encourage people to learn new things, to practice new ways of being, and to be ever learning and growing and expressing what it is that they really want in their lives, what joys they are willing to invite. And so join us if you can on a Sunday morning at 10:30. And if not, keep plugging us into us through this little video. You can always see our Sunday videos on our website as well, which is our whole service. And please take a look and have a wonderful week. Enjoy this cold weather because we have moved from fall to winter very quickly. It seems that way. But here it is. It is now ours to enjoy. So get the gloves on and get the scarf on and enjoy this change in weather. And may the peace that is spirit fill you with its awareness and your awareness of it. And I let it be. And I know that it is good. And I say thank you.